Hi guys, and welcome back for another episode of Coding for Kids. In today's episode, we're going to be creating 3 more objects. Okay, so last week you created your first object, which was a weapon. And if you remember, we created a weapon which has a string, which is the name of the weapon. And then we have 2 ints, the minimum damage and the maximum damage. Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to be creating the enemy object, the recharge station, and the treasure object. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, so first up is the enemy. So come back over to your project. So it should say my first program, or my first game, or my second game, or my second program. Anyway, it should have a box with a C and a hash inside it. When you come over there, right click on that, and then go to add. Find it. I get lost sometimes, and I'm like, where's add? But if you slowly go down, you'll find it. And then go over to that little box that comes out, and then find class. Click on class. And then let's type enemy with a capital E. So it's capital E, N, E, M, Y, .cs. And then once you've done that, hit enter. Okay, now we want to make it public. Alright, so we want to make our class public. So let's go public. Get rid of that internal. And then inside our curly brackets for our class. So make sure you're inside of these curly brackets. If you're not, you're going to have a problem. So there's the open. There's the close. We want to be inside of it. In here. Okay? Alright, so let's delete all that. Alright, so we want to be inside it. And we want to create our enemy. Now, our enemy is going to have a weapon. He's going to have health, which hopefully we're going to beat him and kill him and make his health 0, but whatever. And a name. Alright, so let's do that. So first, public weapon, because he's going to have a weapon. Alright, and that's that weapon object that we created last week. And in space. And we're going to call that weapon weapon. So we're going to call it underscore WEAPON semicolon. Then he's going to have health. So we're going to do public int, because health's going to be a number, underscore HEALTH semicolon. Next we're going to do public underscore name, because our enemy's going to have a name. Think about a good name for an enemy, because that's going to be coming up soon. We're going to have to create a bunch of enemies with a bunch of weapons, a bunch of health, and a bunch of names. So think about it. Oh, I made a mistake. We're going to put string in front of name. Alright, so now we've created our variables. Now we have to set our variables. So when we create our enemy object, we need to be able to set these variables, these variables that we just created. And we do that with, if you remember last week, a constructor. So type public, and a constructor is always public, and then the name of the class. So this one's enemy, so ENEMY, open parentheses. And then inside those parentheses, you want to do the objects that we want to set. So do weapon. So the first one is the variable, and then the second part's what we're going to call the variable. Oh look, did it all for me. Hit tab. So we've got what the name of the variable is, the actual type of variable. So it's a weapon, and we called it weapon with a lowercase. Second one's an int, and we called it health. The third one's a string, and we called it name, and then we're just setting these variables there. And if you've done this, you've done your first object. So easy, right? Hit save. Now, come back over here to my first program again. Same thing. Right click. Go add. Find class. And we're going to do recharge station, which is capital RECHARGE. Capital STATION.CS. If you got that, I want you to hit this blue add. Same thing. Make it public. Now, our recharge station is pretty easy. The only thing it's going to have is health, which is going to be an int. So let's do public int underscore health. This is how much health it's going to recharge us. How do we set that? We're going to need a constructor. So we're going to do public, and then the name of the class, which is recharge station. We're going to do open parenthesis, and then we're going to do int health. And we're just going to set our variable health. And if you've done that, you've done your second object, and you're doing great. Now, if you're doing this really quick, like I am, you're doing amazing. Like, you're going to be like legendary, next level, like better. You're going to create gains better than Fortnite if you keep this up. That's how good you're going to be. All right, let's hit save. And now you've done your second object. Third object, treasure. And our treasure is going to be for us, right? So let's come over here to that project again, my first program. Right click on it, go add class, and let's type in treasure, capital TREASURE.CS. If you got that, hit this blue add, and you created a treasure object class. Class object, kind of the same thing. Alright, now we don't want internal, we want to make it public. I don't know why they should just make it public. Why do we have to write it? It should just auto do that, right? Alright, next, our treasure is going to have a weapon in it. So when we find a treasure, it's going to have a secret weapon in it, and we're going to get it. It's going to make us OP. So let's do that. So we're going to do public. It's going to have a weapon. So we do create the weapon object. And we're going to call it underscore weapon. Semicolon. Alright, guess what we're going to do? Get this right. You're doing really good. Constructor public. Name of the class, which is treasure. Open parentheses. Takes in a weapon. Sets our underscore weapon variable to whatever weapon we pass in. And that's it. That's all we're doing in this class. Super easy, right? So in this class, we created a enemy object with a weapon, health, and a name. Created a recharge station, which has health. And we created a treasure, which has a weapon in it. It's going to be really cool. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.